Okay, good evening to all. Give me a confirmation if you guys can hear me. Good evening to everyone. Give me a confirmation if you guys can hear me. Perfect. So, welcome to the last day of this bootcamp, the day 7th, and most probably the last bootcamp of this year from DevTown. Okay, so far we have studied about Python, we have studied about loops, we have seen about what is the difference between for loop and while loop. We have some conditional statement. We have seen in which cases we have to use the conditional statement, right? And we have also seen the data structures as well. We have four kind of data structures: uh, list, dictionary, tuple, and a set. Okay, and after that we have covered the NumPy and pandas, which are the most crucial library when you are dealing with the data analysis field, or you are dealing with machine learning or deep learning field. Okay, though we have discussed very little about these two libraries, but you can go on to the documentation. You can study if you want to study or know about it more. You can go on with that, and alternatively you can go with matplotlib and cbon as well. Okay, so they are the data visualization library that will going to add some lot of value to your project. Okay, and after that, if you want, you can expand the knowledge about data visualization by jumping from the data visualization library to data visualization tools such as Tableau and Power BI. Okay, so today, yesterday as well, we have also seen the demonstration about how we can deploy the machine learning, right? We have started with the theoretical part of machine learning, why machine learning is being needed, what is the requirement, and which all sector we can easily apply machine learning, right? And similarly, we have seen the implementation of linear model, linear regression that comes from linear model from sklearn. Okay, sklearn is dedicatedly a library that has been created for machine learning. If you want to perform some machine learning such as for regression, classification, clustering, you can easily go with that. Okay, you cannot perform association. For that you need to install some other libraries such as an a priori and the pyeclets. Okay, apart from that, yesterday we have seen how exactly we have to do, what are the pattern when we give a data set to a machine, what exactly machine will going to do, and in how many split we have to divide our data into, right? So we always get a data set, but before that we have to perform four parts. That is a part of a data analysis, that are data exploration, data manipulation, data cleaning, and data visualization, among which data cleaning holds the highest and topmost priority, because 70% of the time data analyst or machine learning engineer or a deep learning engineer consumes to clean the data. Okay, and with respect to that as well, the clean, you can also make a statement like the cleaner your data will be, alternatively it will going to affect your accuracy. That means a data of clean data will going to give you a higher accuracy as compared to an unclean data. Okay, so if you want to know about what exactly does this mean about clean data, right? That means when you get a data set or from wherever sources. Okay, if you're getting it from a db database, or you're getting from a json file, or even though you're not getting any data but you want to create your own data, you can go on and start with the web scraping tool as well. Okay, now when you do that, this data set is known as a raw data. This data set is known as a raw data. Raw data means that a faulty data set. In this data set, you will be having a lot of null values, you will be having a lot of misplaced values, you will be having those values with irrelatable their d type. Suppose if we say age. Okay, now if I ask you that what will be the suitable data type for age, will it be integer, string, or float? Tell me. If I'm going to give you that I want to provide an age, that age should contain, that age should be of which data type? Will it be an integer data type or a float or a string? Integer data type, right? If you are going to say that no, I'm going to put no age as a float, that's absolutely wrong, because we cannot have age in a floating point. Okay, though floating point is a number, that's perfectly fine, but you have to look beyond a number. First you have to check whether the value is a number. If it's a number, then it can either be integer or it can be float. Okay, if it's not a number, then definitely it will going to fall under object. In the object you have to decide which object it is falling. Is it falling for complex number, is it falling for boolean, part true and false, or is it falling for string, right? So you need to check that if you are getting a table. Okay, and it happens a lot, it happens a lot. Okay, when you get a data set, that's a perfect raw data. That means an unclean data with full of mistakes, an unclean data full of mistakes. So it's your duty how you will going to clean your data. Okay, so there are different aspects, and one aspect is to check for the null values. Null value means that those data points or those cell where you are not having any value. Okay, now how you are going to treat that value? Okay, either you are going to delete that entire row, or you're planning to delete the entire column, which if you do will going to result in the data loss. And in today's world, if you're losing a data, so definitely that's a huge disadvantage of getting that, right? If you want to study something, if you want to study the pattern, you need to understand about the data. You need to understand about the data. Okay, so always try your best not to delete any data points unless and until it is necessary. Okay, unless and until it is necessary, please don't delete any data point, neither the data point nor the column, because data is very crucial for us. Okay, apart from that, then you have to decide which model we're going to work as well. First you have to see that what is a complex data type. Complex data type, if you might have heard about iota during your school time. There's an iota, right? There's an imaginary number, and then we have a complex number, real numbers and all that. We have that we call as a complex number, where we have the iotas. Okay, so with Python as well, we can solve such complex problems that deals with the complex data type as well. Okay, now coming back to the point, whenever you are dealing with machine learning, the first and foremost step will be that you need to decide in which section our machine learning algorithm is going to follow. If I'm getting a data set that is having a target variable, if I'm getting a data set that is having a target variable, so directly it is indicating that we have to go with supervised learning, not with an unsupervised learning or an reinforcement learning. Okay, now in the supervised learning as well, there are two parts, one being as a regression and another being as a classification. So how you're going to differentiate between that? Again, you will going to see to the target variable. If the target variable is of continuous or a discrete number, then you have to go with the regression. Or if the target variable is of a categorical variable, such as male, female, true and false, survive, not survive, spam or not spam, provide the loan or not loan, then it will going to fall under the classification problem. Okay, so the entire thing revolves around the target variable. Target variable will going to help you out to reach to a perfect algorithm. Okay, now suppose you are working with regression technique. Not only we have linear regression, but we have simultaneously we have multiple linear regression. We have multiple, sorry, not linear regression, we have multiple regression technique, such as we have lasso regression, and we have ridge regression. Okay, they collectively known as the L1 L2 regularization. So in interview, most of the time, instead of asking what is a lasso regression and what is a ridge regression, most of the time interview will going to give you a trick question. They will going to ask you instead that what is the L1 and L2 regularization, which means exactly the same as lasso and the ridge. Okay, uh, once again, what is mean by regression means that you are going to find out the relationship between the feature and the target variable. Okay, like suppose yesterday we have taken a data set, right? We have, in that data set we have two columns, one being as a temperature and another being as the revenue. It was a ice cream shop data set, which suggested us that as soon as the temperature increases, so does the revenue, because if we know in during the summer, a lot of people prefer to have ice cream as compared to the time during winter, right? So over here we are finding any relationship, that is there any relationship between the independent variable and the dependent variable. That exactly mean as a regression. Over here you try to find out the relationship with the help of covariance and covariance and regression coefficient. You can easily able to find out the relationship. Covariance will going to give you a direction, and correlation will going to give you not only the direction but as well as the value. That's a lot of statistical part. Okay, let's move on to the next topic. Now, after deciding why do we need a language, why do we need language for ML, I didn't get that part. If you can emphasize on that, that will be more specific, please. Okay, now once you decided that okay, I want to go with regression, you cannot randomly pick an algorithm. You cannot say that okay, this is a regression problem statement, so let's go with the linear regression. No, when you try to do a project, you need to suggest your point. You need to suggest your point and you need to declare your point. That means if you're going with linear regression, you have solved with linear regression and you got an accuracy somewhat around 92%. Okay, now if you show this project to your interviewer, they will going to ask you, okay, perfectly fine, you have used the linear regression, but how about if you could have used different model instead? You could have used SVR, you might be using decision tree or random forest, right? It may happen that by using the random forest, instead of getting 92% of accuracy, you might be getting 97% of accuracy. Now see, at one place you are getting 92% accuracy and another other place you are getting 97% of accuracy. So definitely you will going to prefer those model that is going to provide you higher accuracy. Yes or no? Yes or no? Okay, you will going to prefer that model which will going to give you higher accuracy. Yes or no? Right? Perfect. So whenever you do a project, don't limit yourself to only one model. Try to take 4 or 5 model and try to implement 4 or 5 model with the same data set, and then see their accuracy and then justify your answer that we have used 4 or 5 models, and among them the highest accuracy model that we have achieved is from this model. That's why we are going to use this model. So it is a best way to express your code. It is a best way to express what exactly is your action. It is not dependent upon a random action. It was on a theoretical based options, and you have proven that up. Okay, till here it's clear. Till here it's clear. What is one hot encoding? One hot encoding is a part of feature engineering. What happens is when you get a data set, you need to take care of the data point. Suppose if you're having a data set like this, let me demonstrate you over here. Suppose you are having a data set, and in this data set you are having a column. Let's say I'm having a column as gender. Okay, over here I will be having male and I will be having female, like this. Okay, then I will might be having female, then again female, and then male. Okay, now we know that computer or the machine will never going to understand the string language. They're always going to work and they're always going to talk in the form of numbers. Yes or no? Yes or no? Computer understand numbers. They're never going to understand about the alphabets and characters. Right or wrong? Getting this? Okay, so what you need to do, you need to convert this into a number, but you have to make sure that the meaning will remain be the same. You have to preserve the meaning but convert the string into the number. That means, suppose with the help of this table, if I say from now onwards wherever there is male, I'm going to say 0, and wherever there is female, I'm going to assign it to 1. Okay, now see, we have simply converted the string to a number, or you can say an integer value, without changing its meaning. That means whenever if I'm going to refer that gender is 0, it automatically means that I am going to talk about male. Whenever I'm going to say 1, it directly means that we are going to talk about female. Yes or no? Is this clear? Is this clear? Is this clear? Yes or no? Okay, so this is known as a one hot encoding. You have one hot encoding. This is a part of encoding where there are a lot of type of encoding. We have one hot encoding falls under the nominal encoding, and then we have label encoding that falls under the ordinal encoding. Okay, so what is nominal, what is ordinal? They're a part of statistics. Without statistics you cannot do machine learning. Always remember this thing, because machine learning is a 5-minute job, guys. Machine learning is a 5-minute job. Okay, but if you don't know about statistics, you cannot do machine learning. Always remember this thing. Okay, because all the libraries and all the packages and all the modules has been provided to you handy. You don't have to cultivate, or you don't have to start from scratch. You just have to install it, import it, and you have to use it directly, right? But you need to understand what is the backend, what is the logic behind this model. Okay, this is the part of the statistic where statistics falls up. So try to consume more time on statistics as compared to machine learning. Okay, if you say that, okay, I'm having 1 month, so please dedicate that entire 1 month to your statistical concept, not in the machine learning concept, because machine learning concept is a 5 minutes jobs. Okay, machine learning concept is a 5-minute job. the more crucial thing that has been required is your statistical knowledge. Okay. Perfect. Now that's the entire wrap of the session. Today I'm going to tell you about what you need to do. I'm going to provide you a data set. I'm going to tell you what you need to do and how you have to submit your project. Okay. But before that, I want to, I want to show you a glimpse of the courses that DevTown present. Okay. Nowadays, the data science is a very crucial topic and it's a very hot topic. If you go and if you check on any site or any website or any companies, or even though if you're on LinkedIn, you will going to find out more people are talking about data science. They're talking about artificial intelligence, right? Because in the upcoming time, this data science field will going to replace majority of the field that we have currently. Okay, it will if you must have heard about automation, you must have heard about automation, right? Automation is been considered as the, you can say, an enemy of today's domain. Okay, if you see in the upcoming time, you will going to see that automation will going to take a lot of jobs. Automation will going to take a lot of jobs. Okay, it will going to take a job of front end engineer, back end engineer, and so on and so forth, right? So that's why people are shifting towards the field of data science. That's why people are shifting towards the field of data science, because the requirement of data scientists is more, but we don't have that much data scientists. If you read about the statistics as well, you will going to find out that India, UK, USA, they want a huge amount of data scientists, they want a huge amount of machine learning, but they don't have that much sufficient people who are expert in this domain, right? That's why nowadays people are switching from their current domain to data science domain. So this is a very right time, very good time if you want to switch into the different domain, or if you want to learn from different aspect. Okay, so to tackle the situation, DevTown has considered one program that is known as the Industrial Training Internship Program, where you will be getting trained in the machine learning concept. Okay, the entire part that I'm telling you about, that what is one hot encoding, you need to learn about the statistical and all that, everything will be covered here. Everything will be covered here. Okay, you can go on, you can explore your courses. Okay, let me show you. So we are having two courses with us, one being the full stack. If you're more interested in making some website, both from backend and front end and including the DB, you can go on to this course. Whereas the most interesting course and the most hottest course that we are having currently is the data science industrial training program. Okay, what is so unique about this program is that you don't need any prerequisite. You don't need any prerequisite over here. The only requirement and the prerequisite is that you should know English. That's it. Okay, if you don't know Python, if you don't know programming, if you don't belong to a community that falls from a technical background, if you're not a BTech student, doesn't matter. Okay, in machine learning and the data science field itself says that you don't need to learn about programming. Okay, you don't need to be a hard coded programmer to go on to this field. Okay, so that's why the requirement and the prerequisite over here is that you should know English. Till here it's clear. Are you guys getting this? Yes or no? Yes or no? Till here, are you guys getting this? Yes or no? Okay, perfect. Okay, so what's so unique about this program is that the duration will be 11 week. Okay, the duration will be 11 week, or summarization you can say it will going to vary from 2.5 months to 3 months. It will going to vary from 2.5 months to 3 months, where you will be receiving 200 videos. Okay, and it will be a 30 projects that you will going to perform. Okay, now this will not be going to be an ordinary course that you will going to enroll it and we're going to provide you the videos and all that. No, definitely not. Over here the entire course will be a live session. Over here the entire course will be a live session, and these are the instructors that will going to instruct you. These are the instructor that will going to instruct you, and all the instructor are from a very prestigious firm. They have worked in a prestigious firm, they are working in a very prestigious firm. Okay, so they have a huge lot of experience, so that they can easily guide to you. We have people from Goldman Sachs, we have from Geo, Amazon, this is me from Porsche, and we have from TensorFlow, Morgan Stanley, we have McKinsey and Company, and so on and so forth. Okay, now the unique thing about is that I've already mentioned you don't need to have any prerequisite. What exactly will be the workflow of this? The workflow will be that 5 days a week you need to attend this session. Okay, the session will going to start from 2 hours the learning part. Okay, the first 2 hours it will be an entire learning session, and the next 2 hours it will be the doubt session. So you can say that per day you will be consuming 4 hours, 2 hours for the learning and 2 hours for the doubt session. That means the entire class will be a live class. It won't be a recorded session, so that you cannot interact with your mentor. If you want to ask some question, it cannot be like, okay, let me type it, or I have to search from, or no, Google, I need to take from Stackflow and all that. No, if you have any doubt, we have the doubt session right after the teaching session of 2 hours. We have the 2 hours of doubt session itself. If you feel like that you have any doubts, you are not able to cope up, you can easily discuss it with your mentor itself. Okay, so 5 days you will going to have a class during weekdays, and each day 4 hours will be consumed. Okay, among which 2 hours, the first 2 hours will be for teaching part, and the next 2 hours will be for the live doubt session. Okay, the next thing is that you will be getting the complimentary recording courses. That means if you enroll with data science, let's suppose you have enrolled with data scientist course, okay, then what you will be getting, you will be getting the entire playlist of DSA, that is the data structures and algorithm, which is very crucial nowadays. The students from colleges and schools, they can easily relate with how DSA is important, how they are making an impact currently if you are want to going to switch to a job, right? So DSA is the most crucial aspect or the criteria where the company will going to judge student, right? So DSA is very crucial, that will be going to provide you at free of cost. It will going to fall under the complimentary courses. Apart from that, if you're more interested in hacking kind of stuff, if you want to hack, you want to be an ethical hacker, we're going to provide you the cybersecurity course as well, and that will be at a free of cost. Okay, and if you have enrolled for data science course, you will be getting full stack web development course as a complimentary course. If you have enrolled for full stack web development course, you will be getting the data science complimentary course. Till here it's clear. So you will be getting three complimentary courses. Is this clear? The timing for the 2 hour classes will be going to start from 6 o'clock in the evening. Okay, it will going to start from 6 o'clock in the evening, and it will be a live class from 6 to 8. It will be a live class. The instructor will going to instruct you about that, and from 8 to 10 it will be a doubt class. So whatsoever doubt you are having based on the previous session or the previous classes, you can easily interact with your mentors and they will going to guide you. Okay, perfect. Now let's see more thing. That first of all, the people are from a top MNC. They have cracked a lot of companies. Okay, they have cracked a lot of companies. They have worked in no, top MNCs. They have a huge experience for that. Okay, so it's really great to have such people around you who can guide you well, who are already ahead of you, and they can easily tell you what you need to do in the upcoming time. Okay, now over here, if you see what will going to be the course syllabus and how we are going to start from. First of all, we are going to start with Python, and this will be a very scratch Python. We are going to start from basic. That means even though you don't know about Python, you don't know about anything, doesn't matter. The only prerequisite that I have already mentioned before will be English. If you know English, everything will going to be go very smoothly. These are some of the topics that you can easily explore, what you will going to get and what you're going to learn about this session. Okay, now you're going to understand about the data analysis, where we are going to consume approximately 20 hours, and in the Python we are going to consume 10 hours. Then statistics, I've been telling you the statistics, how important statistics is and what is the crucial role of statistics in machine learning and data analysis, right? So we are going to start with the statistics itself, so that it will be very easy for us to, when we are going to jump from data analysis to machine learning, it will be very easy for us to cope up. Okay, then how we can forget about the database. Okay, in machine learning or in the data science field, database holds a very crucial role. We're going to start with the SQL. That means we are going to start with the SQL. We're going to understand about how you're going to go with database. We're going to start from the basic, and we are going to go to the advanced concept of SQL. Okay, similarly we have data wrangling. In this data wrangling, these are the most important thing. Okay, over here you will be getting how you can gather a data. Suppose you're not having a data, company is not providing you data, they will going to say that you have to gather the data online, right? So we are going to understand how you can gather a data with the help of Beautiful Soup. That means you will be learning about web scraping. You will be going to scrap the data live from the web. Okay, then how you can access the data and how can you clean the data. Believe me, this is the most crucial thing. Always remember this thing, that cleaning the data is very, very, very important. Okay, so we're going to focus on how you are going to perform the data cleaning and how you can preserve the data quality. You need to understand that you will not going to add something randomly, you will not going to add something unnecessarily so that it can affect the meaning of the data and it will going to ruin the data quality. Okay, we're going to understand about some formats, that is a tabular format, we have a CSV, Excel and the JSON data as well. Then we have machine learning, where we are going to consume 25 hours, and these are the algorithms. In regression, we're going to cover these topics, that is the simple linear regression, multiple polynomial linear regression, then we have the SVR, then we have decision tree, we have random forest. In classification, we are going to study about the logistic, KNN, SVM, kernel SVM, knife base, we have decision tree classification. For the clustering, we are going to understand about the k-mean clustering, the hierarchical clustering. For the association, we're going to start with a priori and the eclipse, and we have some part of reinforcement learning as well, that is the upper bound, upper confidence bound, Thompson law, and natural language processing is for the deep learning as well. Okay, and finally, last but not the least, we are also going to cover the deep learning module as well. So if you want to create a model that will going to tell you like a face unlock system, I'm going to provide my face, it will going to unlock my system. I'm going to provide someone else fails, the model will going to tell me what exactly this image is all about. If this image is an apple image, if image is this image, or if a person is that image, right? If I'm going to provide a group image and I want to serve that this is an image and you have to find whether this person is in this image or not, you can easily provide that with the CNN, that is the convolutional neural network. Okay, so we're going to understand about the ANN, artificial neural network, CNN, convolutional neural network, recurrent neural network, and SOMs, Boltzmann machine, autoencoders and GANs are the most demanded topic in machine learning. Okay, based on autoencoders and GANs, we can create deep fake. That means you can have a picture or an image and you can have a different recording, and that image, the still image, will going to work like according to that video, and it will be looking like that the image is talking, image is moving. You might have seen such of kind of things in Instagram or in LinkedIn as well, right? And then we're going to understand about the natural language processing. That means if you're having assistant, Google assistants or Alexa or something like that, whenever your human speaks to that, you will be getting a response back in the human language itself, right? So we will going to understand how exactly it will going to happen. That means that because machine will not going to speak human language, machine only knows the binary language, that is 0 and 1, right? But how exactly machine interprets other human language, and they understand it, they break down it, and they return the most nearest and most satisfactory response that we feel like that we are talking to human, not a machine. We'll also going to cover that up as well. Till here, is it clear? Till here, is it clear? Give me a confirmation. Like Jarvis in Iron Man, exactly, yes. Okay, till here it's clear. Perfect. Now, next thing, these are some of the projects that you will going to build, and these are some of the projects, not all the projects. Okay, there are plenty more projects that you can even think of. Okay, you will be going to do the market basket optimization. If you remember yesterday when we have started the machine learning playlist, okay, I was telling you that how company uses market basket analysis to increase their revenue by itself, right? We're going to understand about the market basket analysis. We're going to understand about the mall customer segmentation. That means if a person is purchasing something, so how likely they will going to purchase this another product as well. So like suppose if a customer is purchasing bread, right? Now if a customer is purchasing bread, then there are high chance that the customer who has purchased the bread will likely going to be purchasing the jam or butter. Okay, so we are going to present that product in front of them, and most likely they will going to purchase that. Then we're going to understand about the Facebook ad analysis, like how Facebook earn their revenue. Because if you in the recent interview, if you listen to Mark Zuckerberg, he has said that Facebook generate their revenue with the help of ads. They never charge a single penny to people. right? You don't have to give a single penny to use Facebook, but they will go, how exactly the Facebook will going to generate their revenue is by their ads that they provide. Okay, then these are some of the projects that you can find out. And over here someone has mentioned about Jarvis, so how can we forget about Jarvis? You can also create your Jarvis chatbot. That means you will be going to talk to an AI system. You will going to talk to an AI system, and AI will going to return you back. We will going to have a language translator. We have a YouTube sentimental analysis. That means if someone is providing you a comment, and a model will going to tell you that whether this comment is a positive comment or a negative comment, or is a healthy comment, or is it an unhealthy comment. Okay, and even though you build Alexa using sign language. Okay, if you want to create some kind of softwares for those people who cannot speak, who cannot hear, who are deaf, for them you can use the sign language to create some kind of product. And there are plenty more projects that you can even check that up. Okay, the technology that you will going to master on after 2.5 months will be GitHub, surely. Then Python, how can we forget about that? We have Anaconda, Beautiful Soup, C++, we'll be using C++ in DSA. Then we have Jupyter Notebook, we have Matplotlib, MongoDB, Stats, NumPy, Pandas, and Seaborn. Okay, now the benefit of this entire session is that you will be getting first of all you will be getting a lifetime membership for this. Second of all, you will be getting an opportunity. Those people who will going to enroll with this course will going to get an opportunity to interact and get an interview chance to all the top MNCs. So DevTown has recently connected with 6,000 so and so companies, and companies will going to recruit their student. That means we are going to train them, and at the end of the session or the end of the week, companies will going to hire them. So at the end of session, you will be going to provide with all the interview support. You will be getting the how you can perform, make your resume, how you can do your LinkedIn profiling, how you can make a good LinkedIn profile for yourself, how you can answer the questions in the interview, what to do in the interview, what not to do, how you have to answer the question for the interview, and most crucially how to use the GitHub as well. Okay, so you will be getting for that support, you will be getting for 2 years support, 2 additional years support for the interview. So that means if you're enrolled with a DevTown for 2 years, you can easily apply for all those companies who will be hiring our students. So it will be more likely you will be getting trained, and then after that you'll be getting an internship. Till here it's clear? Till here it's clear? Yes or no? In a batch we are only going to consider 100 student, that's it. Okay, we are only going to consider 100 student. If you miss the batch, you have to wait for the next batch, or for the next month you have to start off with that. Okay, we are only going to consider top 100 student. So it will be based on first come first serve. Who will be your instructor for the upcoming courses? The instructor, you can go on and check out the list. So among them, anyone can be your instructor regarding this. Okay, and finally, if you want to enroll, you will be getting the certificate. You will not going to get only one certificate, you will be getting multiple certificate, around 8 or 9 certificate, based on all the topics that we are going to cover. That means a certificate for Python, a certificate for data analysis, stats, and all that. And there will be the Google certification and the Microsoft certification. Okay, again let me repeat this up. You will be getting a Google certification and the Microsoft certification. And those students who will going to perform very well, DevTown will going to provide them an LOR, letter of recommendation. And I hope that you all guys know what's the importance of letter of recommendation to be listed down on your resume. Okay, these are some of the frequently asked questions that how you can easily cope up with that. Okay, we also have the EMI option as well. Okay, that means the total cost for this entire course including GST will be 8,100. If you want to go with the EMI option, we do have the EMI option as well. You can contact that team, and it will be a zero cost EMI. Okay, it will be a zero cost EMI. That means you don't have to pay any interest or kind of stuff like that. Till here it's clear? Till here it's clear? Okay. How would we manage 4 hours per day along we maintain a good GPA? See, the thing is that it's totally depend upon you. If you want to do good, you have to take out the time, right? Over here, if the instructor are ready to consume their 4 hours per day, then you also need to consume your 4 hour per day. Okay, you need to understand that. Okay, so in that 4 hours, 2 hours for the learning. If you have doubt, you can stay for another 2 hours. If you don't have, you can exit that. So alternatively, you can consume 2 hours for the learning part. And even though if you missed any class, you will be getting the recording of the previous class. Okay, so that you can easily watch it in your convenient time as well. Okay, so let me paste the link over here. If you're interested in this course, you can enroll this up. The next batch will going to start from January 1st, if I'm not wrong. Let me see. uh yeah, the next batch is going to start from January 1st. That is like after 2 days. If you're more interested in that, kindly enroll it, because we are only accepting the top 100 students for this course. Okay, so let me paste the link over here. So kindly look onto this information, and if you have any confusion regarding this, uh, contact the team regarding that, and definitely the dev team will going to assist you well in this part. Okay. Now the last part, the last thing about this boot camp is I'm going to tell you what you need to do in this particular boot camp. The timing will be from 6 to 10. The timing will be from 6 to 10 in the evening during the weekdays. During the weekdays, it will be 6 to 10. Okay. Perfect. Now, what you need to do is I will be sharing with you this collab file. I will be sharing with you this collab file. Over here, you will be getting an attendance link for day 7, today's attendance link. You need to fill this up. Okay. Then a project submission link. You need to fill this up as well, and you will be getting a week deadline. That means within a week you have to submit this. Otherwise, no submission apart from a week time will going to be considered. Okay. Then over here we have the dataset link. Let me click over here. It will going to redirect you to this dataset. So kindly download this dataset so that you can easily use this dataset. Okay. So over here, this is a data set of housing price. That means based on different features, that if your house, what it will be the area, how many bedrooms will be in the house, how many bathroom will be there, for how many stories it will be, is it located in a main road, is it located, do it have a guest room, basement, hot water heating, air conditioning, so on and so forth. Based on that, we are calculating its price. Okay, so over here this price will going to stand as a target variable, whereas all the other variables except that price will going to consider as the feature. Is this clear? Is this clear? Is this clear? Okay, perfect. Okay, now what you need to do is you first need to download this data set. Then if you're working on your collab, or you're working on your any of the, if you're using IDE, if you're using any editor, just import, or just bring your particular file to that folder, and you can use PD, that is from pandas, read CSV, and then the location of that file. Okay, now if I say dear.head, you will be getting all the information. So that means this price will be your target variable, and these all will be your features. Now see over here, if you see about area is having the value as an integer, bedroom is having the value as an integer, bathrooms is also having the value as an integer, stories is also having the values as an integer. But if you notice, main road, guest room, basement, hot watering system, air conditioning, pre-phase and furnishing status is having the categorical variable. It is having the categorical value, yes or no? They are having the categorical value, right? Yes or no? Getting this? Okay. So you need to fix this. You need to fix this so that this yes no or so on and so forth will going to convert into numerical format. They will be in a numerical format, not in a categorical format. Otherwise, it will going to affect the accuracy of a model, because machine will not going to understand what is this yes and no and so on and so forth. So what you need to do, suppose in main road, you need to first find out how many categories are there. In main road, how many categories are there? So what you have to do, df.mainRoad dot value count. So we have a function known as value count. It will going to tell you that how many categories are there and what are the strength of those categories. That means we have two categories over here. We have yes, we have no, where yes is holding 468 data points and no is holding 77 data points. So what you need to do, you need to replace this. You need to replace, let's suppose yes to 0. It's totally depend upon you if you want to go with yes to 1 or no to 0. Totally depends upon you. You need to replace this value so that over here yes will going to represent as 1 and no will going to represent as 0. Similarly, in the guest room basement, we have you need to do for the hot watering, air conditioning, preface area, and for the furnishing status as well. You can check how many categories you are having. Let's see this. df.furnishing status value underscore counts. Over here we have three categories, that is semi-furnished, unfurnished, and furnished. So according to your preference, you can give this a value. Let's suppose you can say furnished. Let's give furnished to 0. Let's say unfurnished. Let's say unfurnished to 0 because it does make sense with 0. We have 1. And let's say semi-furnished is 2. Semi-furnished is 2. Okay, so by doing this, either you can use the replace function, or if you want to go with label encoding or one hot encoding, that's totally dependent upon you. It's your preference. So once you are done with this, once all the values has been converted into numerical format, then you can go on the training part. That means you need to split your data set into two half using the train test split. Then you need to train your data with your training data set. When your model has been trained, and the model that you will going to be use will be model is equals to linear regression. You will going to use the linear regression model. Okay, you will going to use the linear regression model. If you want to use any other model such as SVR, decision tree regressor, or your random forest regressor, most welcome, you can go with that. But this is your preference, that you can go with linear regression model. Okay, then in the linear regression model, you will going to give the testing data set. You will going to find out your testing your predicted values. Then you will going to compare your test value y test with y predict, and then you will going to use your R square to find out the accuracy. That's the entire stuff that you needs to do. That's the entire stuff that you needs to do. Is this clear? Is this clear? It's totally depend upon you. If you want to use the one hot encoding, you can go with that. If you want to use the label encoding, you can go with that as well. Or if you want to use the replace function, you can go with that as well. Okay, perfect. So this is the thing that you needs to do, and you will be getting a week time to submit this project. Based on a successful submission, the team will going to check the project. It should be unique. It should not be copied from the internet. Okay, and based on the true submission, you will be getting your certification of Google and Microsoft. Okay, that's you need to discover, right? How you can make yes as 0 or no as 1 and all that. You need to discover. That's what the project is all about, right? That's a project is all about. Okay, so over here everything has been done the previous day. We have mentioned you just need to follow this, but before that you need to perform some data manipulation over here, not the cleaning but the manipulation. But check for the cleaning as well. It may happen that some of the values are having a null values, right? So you can correct those values as well. You can go with info part. You can go with df.info. Go with df.info. With the help of this, you can check this. Over here, we are not having any null values because the total entry is 545, and all the columns are having 445 column 445 values only. So that means everything is perfect. We need to check for the data type as well. Is the data type has been listed good or not? Because while converting this is an object, right? Main road, right? Over here, because we have yes and no. If you're converting this, it should be the integer format, right? But it may happen that it might show you floating value. So you need to convert from floating value to an integer value. And when you are done with data cleaning, manipulation, or the visualization, if you want to do any, then you can split your data into two parts, that is x and y, where in y you will be going to store price, and in x you will going to store everything other than price. Okay, then you will going to go to your train test split. Okay, then you will going to go with your train test split. Okay, and then you will going to go to your model training part. When your model has been trained, you will going to go to your prediction part. You will going to store the prediction under y underscore predict variable. Then you can easily check your accuracy score. All the information being provided over here. Okay, the attendance link for today. Okay, the submission link. So if I click on the submission link, what you need to do, let me show you. So as soon as you will going to click on submission link, this thing will going to come up. You need to provide your email, you need to provide your full name, your phone number, and you need to provide your collab file link. And make sure that whenever you are going to provide a collab file link, now see on the top right corner you can see a share button. As soon as you're going to click on share button, okay, a link will be generated. A link will automatically generated over here. It will showing copy link, but you don't have to give me this link. You don't have to give us this link. First you have to change the authority. So over here now you can see it has been changed. Permission has been changed to anyone on the internet with this link can view. Earlier it was restricted. You have to change this from restricted to anyone with the link. Otherwise what will going to happen, we will not able to rectify your project. Okay, and in order to get the certification we need to check the project. So this is one blocker for you. It can be a blocker for you, so please make sure about this. Once this anyone with this link is been taken, you can copy the link and you can paste the link over here like this. Okay, and you can go with the submission part. And if you want to explore about the campus ambassador program, you can go with this link, or you can go with these are some of the small specific things that has been provided for our DevTown website, that we are going to provide you 100% placement support from eLitmus for 2 years, and instructor will be going to from top MNCs, and one-on-one mentorship is also available for us, and daily you will be receiving 2 hours of live session along with the live doubt session. Till here it's clear? Till here it's clear? Yes or no? Till here it's clear? Yes or no? Okay. Project name is housing. You will going to find out the housing price based on the features. Okay, you will going to find out the housing price. It's a multiple linear regression. Exactly, it's a multiple linear regression because we have multiple feature. Yesterday we have only one feature, so we call this as a single linear regression. Currently we have multiple feature. We call this concept as multiple linear regression. Okay, yes, I will be sharing you the collab link in a while, so you can easily use that collab file to do that. Okay, till here it's clear? Till here it's clear? Yes or no? Perfect. So let me share this link, and all the information is been provided over here. So please don't ask me where is the attendance link. Attendance link is provided over here. Please don't ask me where is your submission link. Everything has been provided over here. You just need to click on this link, and even the data set is been provided over here. So let me save this and let me provide you the link. Anyone on internet can view this. Copy. Okay, and let me ping this link. Okay, perfect. So the link has been pinged. You can easily check this link, and link has been given to all of you. I'm not sure about any goodies that if DevTown has promised you about. I'm not sure about that. If they did, kindly contact the team regarding this. Okay, and any more question you have regarding the project? The project name is housing price. The project name is housing price. Okay, you need to predict the house price based on its features. Any more question regarding the project? Okay, okay, perfect. So I think since we don't have any more question regarding this, all the attendance link, yesterday's and day before yesterday's attendance link, we are not going to consider that. This is the final attendance link for today itself. You need to uh, give your attendance for today itself. That is mandatory for the certification. Okay. So can we develop some other project or interest using machine learning? You can go ahead with that as well, but for the project, for the to clarify for the certification, you need to use this data set. Okay, you have a liberty to use any model, not strictly with the linear regression. You can go with any model, but you need to use this data set only. Okay. Perfect. So I think that's the wrap of the entire bootcamp, and that's the wrap of today itself. Kindly fill the attendance form. Kindly provide your project itself within a week time, and you will be eligible for the certification. And if you're more interested in knowing about the program, okay, what are the programs has been given by DevTown, you can also refer to their website and you can find out. And if you feel like joining it, please do, because there's a lot of more benefits that you can add value to your resume and your personal skill as well. Okay, so thank you so much for joining in. Have a great time. See you all soon, and Happy New Year to all of you. Let's meet to the next year with new exciting things. And we have a lot of things in store. So definitely we're going to start that off as soon as possible. Okay. Thank you so much for joining in. Bye. See you all. Good night. Have a great time. Thank you.